before that I made a video on limits. To go further in the topic, we need to know some basic concepts. So I'm making another video on this concept. So no, no, you all know about natural numbers. Natural numbers is a set of numbers which contains 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to infinity. So it is called natural number, and it is denoted by n. And whole numbers, whole numbers and natural numbers are similar, except whole numbers contain extra one element which is 0, and natural numbers do not contain 0. That is the difference between whole numbers and natural numbers. Now, natural numbers is a subset of whole numbers. Natural numbers is a subset of whole numbers. You all know that. Now come to the integer part. Integers, integers are minus infinity to plus infinity. It's the set of numbers which contains minus infinity to plus infinity is called integers. It is denoted by I or Z. So these two, you can also say that natural numbers and whole numbers both are subset to integers, and integers contains some extra elements. Those are minus infinity, negative numbers. Both the negative and positive with 0 is called as integers. Only positive is called as natural numbers. Positive with 0 is called as whole numbers. Now, what is a natural number? Rational number. All the numbers of the form a by b where a and b are integers, where b is not equal to 0. The criteria is it should be in the form of a by b, and a should and both should be an integer where b should not be equal to 0. Is called an a the is called rational numbers. If the suppose take an example 2, so we can write 2 by 2 by 1 or 4 by 2, anything. So 6 by 3. The criteria is that should be a it should be a form of a by b. It should be a form of a by b. Here a equal to 2, b equal to 1, and where b should not be equal to 0. Here b is equal to 1. It is not equal to 0. Then it is a rational number, and it is denoted by set. It is denoted by q. That's all. Now take suppose another number. Now take 1.63. How can you say that it is a rational number or not? You are saying that 1.6 by 1.63 by 1, which is here a, this one is b, where a is not an integer but b is an integer. So what will you say? Then we take the example as suppose take 163 by 100. We can write 1.63 as 163 by 100. Here a is an integer and b is an integer. Thus it is a natural number. So here it is a rational number. It should be written in a simplified form. Suppose take root 2 by 1. What is the value of root 2? We'll take root 2 value is approximately 1.4. Suppose take root 2. We'll take root 2 value is approximately equal to 1.414, but it has a long way, because root 2 is 1.4123, some it will go some towards infinity. So we cannot meet the end of this decimal part. So we call it as an so we call it as an irrational number, because we won't find any end part. Suppose take 1.333 or 1 by 3. Take 1 by 3, which is 1.1, suppose, which is 0.3333, which is we won't meet the end, but is a recurring decimal where 1 and 3 are an integers. So we can clearly say that 1 by 3 is an 1 by 3 is an rational numbers. What is a recurring decimal? We get the same number repeated for n times. These are called recurring. Decimal. So now take the example here. So those value which neither terminate nor could be expressed as recurring decimals are called as irrational numbers. If they are expressed as recurring decimals, that can be a rational number. But in the take example root 2, it is not a recurring decimal. We cannot find the end. Recurring decimals means same number will repeat for n times. Here 4 1 4, which is this one is a different one is a different one, where we after here also you can see that we get 2 some 3. So which is not a recurring decimal, it's a terminal decimal. So which cannot be expressed as a non-recurring and and a terminate decimal is called as is called as is called as non irrational numbers. So to find an irrational number, we have a easy trick, that is root 2 pi some root x pi e. These three are the most of the in most of the maths you see these three as a irrational numbers. You will find some other values, but these three are the most important one. So if any question is given this 1 plus root 2, they are asking that whether it is a rational number as a irrational number. It is, we can clearly say that it is a irrational number, because rational plus irrational gives irrational, rational minus irrational will give irrational, rational by irrational will also give irrational, and rational into irrational will also give an irrational number. So here root of anything is called as irrational number. Root 6 except root 4. Root 4 which is 2, which is a rational number. But though root of those values which cannot be expressed in a perfect square is called as irrational numbers. Here root 4 can be expressed as 2, so it is a rational number, but root 6 cannot be expressed as perfect square, so it is an irrational number. So irrational number plus anything gives us an irrational value. So here irrational plus rational, which is irrational. So this way we can find the rational numbers and irrational numbers. Now what is prime numbers? So prime numbers uh, is called a prime number when a counting number is called a prime number when it is exactly two factors, one and itself. Now you all know about how to write factors. Suppose I want to write factors of 14. Suppose we'll write as 7 into 2, 1 into 14, 14 into, so 1 into 14, 7 into 2. That's all. We have how many factors? 1 2 3 4. So now what is a prime number, and what is a composite number? Composite number. Now we, for prime number we should have only two factors. We have here four factors. We have here these individual numbers are called factors of 14, and we have total four factors. We should have only two factors. That factors should be 1 and itself. Here 14 and 1. It's a, suppose take 2. How many factors are there? 1 into 2. That's all. There only, it can be written as only one possible way, which is 1 into 2. Now it has only two factors, that is 1 and itself. 2 itself is a factor of 2. So it has only two factors, so it is called as prime numbers. Suppose take 36. Now 36, how many factors? 6 into 6, 6 into 6, 3 into 12, 36 into 1. Now 36 into 1, and suppose 36 into 1 home, so on. We can write so many factors for this question, so it's not a problem. 18 into 2. So it has n factors. So we can, here we can say that we cannot 9 into 4, it has total 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. It has total 10 factors. So I said prime numbers have only two factors, 1 and itself. So we have more than 10, it has total 10 factors, so it is a composite number. There is a trick to find a prime number. There is a trick to find prime number or not. Suppose you have taken, suppose they given a large number, suppose here they given 143. How we need to find that it is a prime number or not? Take 143. Now root of, now root of that number. Now find the closest to whole number near to that number. Closest whole number, root of 143, closest number is root of, it is approximately 11 point something. Root 143 is near value to root 144, right, which is whose value is 12. So the nearby whole number is 12. The nearby whole number is 12. So root 143 whole is 12. Now take the prime numbers which are less than 12. Take, now take 12. Prime numbers less than 12 are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Now we have 7. We divide 2. We need to divide individually this total prime numbers by this one. So take 143. Now we have to divide individually. So 143 by 2, which is not divisible. So 143 by 3, which is also not divisible, and 143 by 5, which is also not divisible, it gives some decimal values, and 143 by 7, which is also not divisible. So 143 by 11, what is the value of 143 by 11? It will give some, suppose 143 by 11, it is also give some decimal value. So 143 by 11, whose value is 13. So 143 is divisible by 11. 143 is divisible by 11. Now we can say that 143 is not a prime number. If 143 is not, if 143 is divisible by any of these number, then it is not a prime number, it is a composite number. If it is not divisible, then it is a prime number. If it is divisible by any of this number, then it is called as a composite number, otherwise it is a prime number. Now 143 is divisible by 13, so 11, so it is a prime number. So it can be, this trick can be applicable for small numbers. When we go to large numbers, we need to do so many divisions. Suppose take 290, 398, 399. Suppose take 399. Now we'll do root of 399, which is approximately equal, which is near, whose nearby whole number is 20, right? Square root of 20 is 400. Square root of 20 is 400, which is nearby to the value root 399. So we take as 20 as a nearby whole number. Now we will take the prime numbers less than 20. So 2, 7, 9, 11, 13, 19, 17. So as you can see that 2 is easily 2 can easily divide. Now take this numbers and divide with 399. 2 cannot be divisible by 399. So 3 can be divisible by 399. 399 by 3, which is 133. So we can say that 399 is not a prime number, it is also a composite number. This is easy to find the prime, whether number is prime or not. Now we'll go into the further topic. Now co-prime numbers. So there are two natural numbers are said to co-prime if their HCF, highest common factor, is 1. Suppose the common factor bits them, most common factor should be the 1. Suppose take the take news. Now take the 7 and 9. Now take factors of 7. 7. 7 is a prime number. It has only two factors, 7 and 9. Now 7 and 1. Now 9 is a composite number. It has more than two factors, 3 into 3, 9 into 1, 9 into 1, and it has only total 4 factors. Now what is the most common, highest common factor? The common factor between them is 1. The common factor between them is 1. So here what is the definition? What their common, if their HCF, highest common factor, the common factor which is highest should be 1. So the common factor which is highest here is 1. 9 into 1 and 7 into 1, 7 into 1 and 9 into 1. The common factor between them is 1, which is also, which is here highest common factor. So 7 and 9 are is called as co-primes. Suppose take 15 and 15 comma 16. 15 factors are 3 into 5, 15 into 1, what not. It has only 4 factors, 3 into 5, 5, 5 15 into 1. Now 16, 4 into 4, 8 into 2, 16 into 1. So it has 8, total 6 factors. Now what is the common factor between, what is the common factor here? 1 and 1. So the common factor should be 1, then they are called as coprime. So the HCF is 1, so 15 and 16 is a coprime number. For coprime, it is not necessary that two individual numbers should be a prime number. They can be a composite number. So you can see here 9 is a composite number, and here totally 2 are composite number. So for coprimes, it is not necessary that both numbers should be a prime number. No, even numbers, which are, you all know about even numbers. The numbers which has a multiple of 2 is called even number, or numbers which are divisible by 2 are called even numbers. And composite numbers are non-prime natural number, non-prime natural numbers are called composite numbers. Those numbers which are not prime numbers are called composite numbers, and odd numbers, those prime which are not which are not multiples of 2 are called odd numbers. Real numbers, the set of numbers which contains both rational and irrational is called real numbers. Now, so up to now we have discussed the types of number. So I will end the session here.